Okay, so I'm going to make a quick video talking about why and how I came to the decision of moving to Oregon. And I am actually moving to Oregon. My plan to move there is the first week of April of this year, 2018. So that's about 2 weeks from now. And I've already made preparations and provisions to do so. I'm currently applying for work up there and everything while I'm still here, and I'm still doing my Uber, working on set, trying to make whatever money I can make while I'm still here in the meantime. Yeah, my last day is like March 31st. So yes, why am I moving to Oregon and how did I come up to that? Well, about 3 years ago, I decided that I'm just moving out of LA. And why so long ago? Because, well, I was just so much far in a bind, pretty much like a financial and economic bind that I got myself into. I wanted to take care of a few things first before I left. But actually, before that, a few years before that, I was initially on the fence of whether I should stay in LA or not. I'm not the type of person who gives up on things, or I try to see things through. I try to make things work. And for whatever reason, the past 11 years I've been living in LA, it's been basically one struggle after another for whatever reason. But about 5 years ago, initially I was thinking about moving to Las Vegas or Phoenix, Arizona. Las Vegas, Nevada, or Phoenix, Arizona. It was one of those two places. And I noticed initially a lot of my friends at that time, a lot of my buddies that I knew, they was moving to Vegas or they was moving to Phoenix. And Vegas and Phoenix looked like a very good alternative because it was really cheap to live there. Very affordable living. And the cost of living, the houses are cheap, rent is cheap, putting gasoline in your car is cheap, food, everything was cheaper. And that was really my whole reason at that time. And most people's reason too. A lot of people are moving to Las Vegas or Phoenix or other places in Nevada or other places in Arizona because it's just so much cheaper there and it's just so expensive here. So I was really strongly considering that. And then again, I changed my mind. I was like, I'm going to continue holding out and try to make things work. But it was like I was on my last straw with LA. And then I pretty soon realized that I think I made the right decision and that I'm glad I didn't go. Because each passing day, each passing year, since then, there's just droves of people moving to LA. I mean, droves of LA people moving to Vegas or Phoenix, especially Vegas. And the reason why I'm glad I decided against that, because it's a bunch of these knuckleheads here that I don't like. The ones who couldn't make it here, the ones who couldn't cut it, they're the ones that's going to Vegas. And I'm not trying to see any LA person where I'm going. Not in big numbers. Hopefully few or minimal. And where I'm going to in Oregon. And it's not Portland. I'm not moving to Portland. But yeah, there's not many LA people moving to where I'm moving to. So that's one thing. So I decided against that. So now I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, so where am I going to move to next? And then I was considering Northern California. I was actually looking at not the Bay Area because that's too expensive and it's just beyond ridiculous with that. But I was looking at Sacramento. Sacramento was looking pretty good to me. So I was strongly considering that. And then I kept on doing research. I was looking at, different people. And I actually had a friend that was moving away from LA. He moved up to Sacramento. And he seemed to be doing very well. And I was about to move up there. I was really going to try and make preparations to move there. And then I decided against that. Well, I was considering that. I also had another friend who moved up to Seattle, Washington. And he lived in LA. And he suggested that I should consider Seattle. That he's doing very well up there. Even though, and of course, I looked into that. I did the research of how Seattle really is. And Seattle, it looks like, aside from the weather, it rains a lot of sprinkle showers, which I'm not worried about that. I'm not even concerned. I don't care about the weather as long as it's not too cold in the wintertime. That's my main thing. So it could rain a lot, it could get chilly. I don't care no more. Because, yes, California, LA has great weather, but what good is that if you're not able to enjoy it? So but yeah, Seattle looked like it was a very interesting city based on the research and the reports. But then what I noticed was it's really expensive up there. It's like about as expensive as LA. In some cases, it's even more expensive. Now, granted, Seattle has a lot of jobs. They have a lot of high-paying jobs. You got Microsoft, Amazon, Nintendo, North America, Starbucks Corporation, Boeing, and a lot of other paid jobs up there. But I was concerned that, yes, you have a lot of good jobs up there, but I might not be qualified for any of them with my skill set. So I didn't want to be kind of like in another same LA situation where, yeah, you have some people working really good jobs, but you're not able to get it with your skill set, and then it's really expensive. So I didn't want to run into that. But my eye was on the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest did look like it was a good place to settle down in. They seem to have like a pretty good culture up there, from what the research says and what other people have said. So then after that, there came Oregon. But I was looking at Portland, Oregon at that time. Again, I'm not moving to Portland. I'm moving to another part of Oregon. But at this time, I was considering Portland, Oregon. And, Portland, Oregon just seemed like, it seemed like a very good city, again, according to the research. And it was much cheaper than Seattle. So I was like, okay, I'm moving to Portland, Oregon. That's what I was saying. And then, so now time has passed. So I kind of just kicked Sacramento off to the curb. I was like, I'm moving out of California. Sacramento is getting more expensive. It used to be cheap and affordable, but so many people from the Bay Area is moving to Sacramento. So now that's raising the price of Sacramento. So I was like, okay, I'm moving to Portland, Oregon. So at one time it was Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, or Sacramento. So I narrowed it down to Portland, Oregon. And Portland, Oregon is actually getting expensive too. Because a lot of LA people is moving to Portland, Oregon. Now, I don't think, the LA people is messing up Portland, Oregon as bad as they're messing up Las Vegas, but I still don't want to be somewhere where there's a lot of former LA residents. And also, the more I keep on living in LA, in the LA area, and I'm getting older, I'm realizing that I'm tired of the big city life, urban life. That's kind of getting on my nerves. Now, Portland, Oregon is not like even half as big as LA. It's like a small fraction of the size of LA, but still, it's still the biggest city for Oregon. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even trying to move from the biggest city in California to the biggest city of Oregon. So I looked at the state of Oregon, and there are a few places that was worth considering. And what I was looking at in mind was basically what the town has, like, how big it is, not too big. And of course, what comes with that is like a slightly cheaper cost of living. It's not like dirt cheap, but it's cheaper than Portland. And Portland, as of now, is way cheaper than LA, but it's getting to be expensive. So right now I'm kind of looking at the size of the town slash city and the cost of living, and again, the general overwhelming, well, I'm not going to say overwhelming, but the general somewhat culture of the Pacific Northwest. And I've factored that in, and I'm ready to make that move. So, and I've already been ready, and I went, like I said, I made a video not too long ago, about a month ago, talking about I went up to Oregon and I visited, and basically that was like a business trip, a business visit for me, because I wanted to check it out. I never been there, and I liked what I saw. I was treated well, treated good. I didn't run into any problems. Of course, I was just there for a few days, but I kind of picked up a general vibe of the area where I was at, and I liked it, and I proceeded with, making my move. I opened up a mailing address, and that's actually my Oregon address. And I'm using that address to apply for jobs and everything, and that's what I've been doing since I came back to LA. So yes, I'm moving to Oregon, and I don't. Yeah, I'm making a big change in my life. I don't know anyone in Oregon. That's also another thing for me. I wanted to move somewhere where I don't know anyone. So it's pretty much to reinvent myself. And I don't have to be miserable here in LA. And I've already made changes to my spirit and my mentality already, so I don't have to bring that garbage up to Oregon with me. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm moving to Oregon, and I'm proceeding with that. So that's all I gotta say on this matter.